is you're supposed to take the word of God and change yourself to fit into it. You don't wait for it, you find something of the word that fits in your life. That's entirely backwards. But we change our life, we change our mind, where indeed the Bible says transformed in the renewing of our mind by the word of God. And so it is up to us to receive the word and to be good ground and take that seed. And what we want to talk about is the Christian perspective, number 3, on love and marriage. I don't remember the original song when it came out, but I remember that there was this thing called Al Bundy. I remember Al Bundy, and the intros of the song was always, don't sing it. Y'all remember that? I'll be sharing a little bit of my age there. But I think of that, but this is quite powerful for us today. And this is going to be good regardless, but it'd be that much better if you come on and go along with me. Amen, somebody? Amen. So let's find our jumping off point, our scripture text that we want to take. By the way, this is a topographical sermon and not expository. I normally do expository type of teaching, but these last few lessons have been topographical. And it's good because that means you get to get your Bible study in. How many of y'all have a Bible of some sort today? If you have a phone, you ought to have a Bible. If you have a tablet, you ought to have a Bible. But thank be to God, we live in 2019 when we have these nice fancy screens and we have these wonderful media and audio and camera associates who are helping us and welcoming and blessing us with their skills. Come on, give God a praise for people volunteering to put their time in so we can enjoy our service. Amen. Proverbs chapter 30. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 18 and 19. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 18 and 19. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 18 through 19. Why did these two topics come up for us? Because as I see what is going on in our world today, the two topics of race and the topic of love and marriage is what is primarily driving people away from the body of Christ. I'm not talking about some people who may have church hurt, but I'm talking about as far as the ideologies or the teachings and the doctrines that they are taught, what is driving people away from our modern day church, besides the fact of perhaps hypocrisy, and you may see some things that are not correct going on in the house of God, but as far as just simply teachings, what is changing people's minds and brainwashing them, if you will, is the ideologies concerning love, marriage, and ideology concerning race and relations, especially in America today. And many people, especially who espouse what we call, anybody heard this term woke culture before? Anybody ever heard this before? It's woke, all right? Well, that right there is the main two topics that concern being woke, is the topics of race and of marriage. And so that's why I believe that it's important for Christians to understand, to be able to articulate and stand upon the Christian perspective on those two topics. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 18 through 19. If you have it, in respect for the word of God. Thank you, Jesus. I love this scripture. This is nice. This is, look at verse 18. Y'all have it? There be 3 things which are too wonderful for me. Yea, 4, which I know not. I don't even understand it. He said that the author says he can't even wrap his mind around these 4 things. Look at these things. Number 1 says the way of an eagle in the air. The way of a serpent upon a rock. The way of a ship. I'll be reading with me today. In the midst of the sea. And the way of a man with a woman. My God. Lord, we thank you, Jesus, for everything you've done for us. We thank you for your word, God. I ask that you please bless us to be good ground this morning, God. Lord, help us to be hearers and doers of your word. Anoint us, Jesus, to be receptacles of the seed of the word of God, Lord. We ask that you would allow us not to leave the same way we came, God. Let it not be I, but your word that speaks, Lord Jesus. And we pray for each and every one under the sound of my voice, everyone who shall see this later on, or hear it later on, that your word will go forth and it shall not return void. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. 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 4 things. The way of an eagle in the air. Everybody seen the eagle just seems as if it can float and soar through the air with the greatest of ease, and you watch it, it's just an amazing thing how an eagle can soar in the air. Are the way that a legless serpent can climb up a rock. I got legs and arms and I can't climb up half the things, but nevertheless a serpent A snake with no legs, no arms can climb up a horizontal rock. This is incredible. Or the way of a ship in the midst of the sea. How can a little boat in the giant ocean find its way, especially back then when they didn't have GPS and all these type of maps and things, but nevertheless able to navigate through the storms and through the various currents, how the craft can navigate itself with just a little bit of wood in the middle of the giant ocean. But he left the greatest one for last. He said, the most amazing thing is mysterious to me, and indeed mysterious to many people, if you're honest, is how a man can love a woman. I remember there's a famous song in a famous movie called When a Man Loves a Woman. God's word has a lot to say about when a man, you want to prune it for me, Sister Antoinette? When a man, oh, okay, I'm not going to do it. When a man loves a woman, from Genesis to Revelation, the Bible teaches us the Christian perspective on love and marriage. Why? Because the Bible spends, you may not have realized that the Bible spends so much time on love and marriage. Why does the Bible spend so much time on love and marriage? Because it is the foundational part of God's plan of salvation for the human race. Man, this is important. God's work in the earth is being accomplished in large part through the covenant and the institution of marriage. And the relationship between a man and a woman is how God has chosen to save and grow and bless the human race. Therefore, the Bible is filled from Genesis all the way through Revelation with the topic of love and marriage. Let us never say that there's no manual for this, that there's no instruction manual that was given for how to love and to be married with someone. Because from Genesis to Revelation, the Bible is filled with the understanding or the Christian perspective of love and marriage. It is for this reason that the devil has invested so much time and energy into making sure that the world is messed up concerning love and marriage. What does the world teach us? Some of these may sound familiar to you, or perhaps you've thought them yourself, or you may have heard someone say this. What sort of things does the world believe about love and marriage? Well, how about this one? No one can tell you who to love. Love is love. Who is anyone to say who I can love? How about this one? I want to have fun before I settle down. Because we all know when you get married, that's when fun stops. Oh, come on now. I'm talking about what the world teaches us. Life stops when you say, I do. Watch this. Ain't nobody faithful these days anyway. Whoa. I can't find a good man because all of them are dogs. Sound familiar? Anybody heard these things before? Somebody say, it's true. How about this one? I'm independent. I don't need a man. Can't no man tell me what to do. Whoa. How about this one? Marriage is for simps. Y'all know what a simp is? Some of y'all know what a simp is. If you don't know, I ain't gonna tell you. Marriage is for simps. That's a losing proposition. Marriage, what's that? I'm a player. Settle down with one. Watch this. There are too many fish in the sea to settle down with just one. What the world teaches us about love and marriage. How about this one? All you need to have a family is love. Marriage and family, watch this, is a distraction to my goals, from my dreams. I can't get married right now. I can't have a family right now because I have too much things to do, too many dreams ahead of me, and a marriage and children will only distract me from my plans. Wow. How about this one? What happens in Vegas? Or Cancun, or back in my day, they used to have Freaknik. How many of y'all remember that? here in Daytona Beach, they used to have BCRA. What happens at the Mardi Gras stays, and so what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I'm about to go here for the weekend and cut loose. What happens there? No strings attached. Sound familiar? But I'm not looking for Mrs. Right, I'm looking for Miss Right now. But it's I'm single and I'm ready to mingle. Come on now. Et cetera, et cetera. We can keep going on and on forever, but you get the point, don't you? Is that the devil, I want you to know that the devil is a liar. He's the father of lies, which means he's the creator of lies. And the Bible says that Jesus told us that lying is his native tongue. But Jesus says that you shall know the truth, and the truth will make and set you free. And I'm so glad that who the Son sets free is free indeed. So let us embrace the Christian perspective on love and marriage. Man, the devil has done a good job brainwashing us, hasn't he? Thank you, Jesus. I want to tell you a little story, not in depth, but you don't have to turn to it, I'll just tell you in Judges chapter 12, verse 6, that the Israelites were having a war with each other. And unlike their usual battles, because it was between themselves, they could not tell the enemy from their ally, because they looked alike, they dressed alike, everything was similar. And so in order for them to be able to tell who was who, they came up with a password. All right. They came up with a password. Y'all familiar with the story, some of you? And so in order to distinguish from their allies from the enemy, they deployed a method called a password. And the password was the word shibboleth. So in other words, if you could say the word shibboleth, you were good. If you could not say the word shibboleth, then that means you were the wrong side and you were destroyed. Today, a shibboleth, according to the dictionary, is still in use. Because today, a shibboleth is a custom, principle, or belief distinguishing a particular class or group of people, especially a long-standing one. All right? So in other words, today, a shibboleth is not the actual word, but it is a question concerning what you believe or what you hold to be true. And today, our shibboleth to determine which side you're on, unfortunately, is the question of what is your perspective on love and marriage. If you ever see a Christian go on any secular television show, the question that will be asked, either first, second, or third, but it will be asked is, what is your view on marriage? Who can be married? What do you think about same-sex marriage? What do you say? And always, that will always become the test to see which side you are on. What is your view on love and marriage? The modern shibboleth used by our culture to determine the perspective you hold, whether you hold the Christian or the worldly perspective, is the question of marriage and love. So if you ever go on TV, I want you to remember, that question is going to come up. Said to Chantel. Almost every interview of a Christian, you're guaranteed, and watch this, the wrong answer is guaranteed to get you in trouble. How many celebrities have fallen because they gave the wrong answer about this issue? How many famous folk have been disenfranchised and disinvited and, as they say today, canceled because they gave the wrong answer to the shibboleth? They gave the Christian perspective instead of the world's perspective. So you may say to yourself, well, what is the Christian perspective? I'm going to give you 5 things that compose the fundamentals of the Christian perspective on love and marriage. Are you ready? Number 1, the Christian perspective is that marriage was created by God. And it is not a social construct. Marriage was made by God. It is not created by man. What does that mean? That means for us, we cannot decide what it is because we didn't make it. We can't change it because it don't belong to us. It's the difference between owning the property and renting the property. If you rent the property or the apartment, can you go in there and change everything? If you rent a car, can you take it out and get new tires and new paint on it and bring it back, say, I brought it back. I like it now. What would happen to you if you did that to your rental car? He'd probably throw you under the jail. But if you own something, you're free to do what you want with it. In other words, we do not own marriage as human beings. God is the designer. How do we know that? Look, Matthew chapter 19, verse 2. Matthew chapter 19, verse 2. Marriage was created by God. Do you have that? Matthew chapter 19. Y'all find it? And a great multitude followed Jesus, and he healed them there. Verse 2. Look at verse 3. The Pharisees came also unto him, tempting him and saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? And he answered and said unto them, What did Jesus say? Have ye not read? What did he refer them to? The word of God. You see, even Jesus said that the word of God is the final authority on these questions. You follow this? So Jesus says, have you not read that he which made them at the beginning made them what? That's a big thing right now, the fact that there's more options besides male and female. But according to the person who created human beings, when he designed us, he gave us two options. That's not being unloving. That's not being unkind. It's not being mean-spirited or attempting to be hurtful. It simply is stating the fact of reality is that there is God made a male and a female. And that's it. It's two options. And might I add that you cannot switch your side. Y'all don't want to talk to me today. And he said, for this cause, watch this, verse 5, shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife. And they twain are the two, that's old school for two, and the two shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are no longer more twain, are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore, who put it together? God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. Why? Because marriage was not made by man. Man didn't come together and say, hey, it's a good idea that we should get married. Because if man did it, now man can decide what he wants to do new with it. But Jesus said that God created it. And what God has put together, Jesus put an injunction or a cease and desist order and said, let no man mess with it. In other words, it is what God created it to be. And anything else, no matter what you label it or call it as that, it is not that. It only is what it was originally intended and designed to be. Why? Because marriage was created by, and it is not a societal construct. Number 2, of the Christian perspective of marriage. Marriage can only be between a man and a woman. See above scripture. We just talked about that. Man and woman were designed for each other. Amen. Thank God. Oh, Jesus. Man and woman. Hey, fellas, I gotta feel y'all. Ain't you glad? The woman was designed for you. Oh, y'all ain't talking to me this morning. Man and woman were designed for each other physically. Amen. Physically. The pieces match each other. Right. Physically. I got what you don't have, and you have what I don't have. But you put the puzzle pieces together, and they make a whole thing. Come on now. How could I want what I already have? There's something missing. That I want something. I don't need that. I can just look at me and see that. What I want, what I can already go get for myself. I want what I don't have. Come on. There's something missing if you look at yourself and say, I want that thing too. They were designed for each other physically, but also mentally. Man and woman were designed to mentally mesh and join together. No matter what they tell you, they not only are you think that your body would be different, but your brain would be no different. Man and women brains, while equally valuable, serve different purposes and have a special design. A special order to the way that man thinks is complemented by the way the woman thinks. And vice versa. Neither one is better or worse than the other, but they are designed to work together in tandem. Not only were they physically and mentally designed to be with each other, emotionally as well. And most importantly, spiritually. Man and woman, husband and wife were designed for each other. And therefore, marriage can only be between a man and a woman. Here's another one. What is marriage for? Number 3. So number 1, marriage was created by God. Number 2, it can only be between man and woman. See above scripture. Number 3, this is important. I like this, and this one made me happy. Believe it or not, marriage was made for the benefit of man. For the good of humanity. In other words, this was meant to bless you, to make your life better than what it would be otherwise. Genesis chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. Y'all find it? Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. Y'all find that? Yes. What does it say? And the Lord God said what? It is not good for man to be alone. Oh, stop right there. Adam was by himself. Adam was a single bachelor. God looked at his situation and said, this ain't gonna work. This is not what I want for him. This is not what I want for humanity. It's not good. This is the first thing that God said wasn't good. In all the creation, God said it's not good for man to be alone. So we had a solution. What did he do? Therefore, I will make for him what? A help that is suitable or meet for him. So God designed a help for the man. This was marriage. So what was the point of marriage? God said this is not good to be by himself. It is good for him to be with a helper that is suitable for him. In other words, marriage was made for the benefit of man, for indeed for all human beings. Controversial statement. You ready? This allows us to understand the role of husband and wife. God made Adam first. I'm going to get mad at you. That's all right. I'm talking about the Bible. God made Adam first, and then when Adam needed somebody, he made a helper for him. Yes. How can the helper be the head? How can the help be the chief? The wife is supposed to help meet. She's supposed to meet her husband and help him. Yes. This is not what the world teaches us today.
Go on, Pastor.
The wife's job is to help and meet the husband and help him. Help him accomplish his goals. What? But watch this. The goal of the husband, we're going to get to this later, is supposed to be to lift up his wife and his children. So as a husband, my job is to lift my wife and family up, and your job as a wife is to help me do that. You can't be the head because I'm the head and you the help. Oh man, y'all like it this morning. Thank you, Jesus. But do you see how this relationship works? It's not the man whatever he wants. No, what he wants is supposed to be a certain thing for all of us to do good. And if you can't work against me, you got to. Thank you, Jesus. And when the two of us fulfill our roles, we can make the family great again. Amen, somebody. Proverbs 18 and verse 22. Y'all should know this verse right here. 18 and 22 says, whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor from the Lord. So let me talk to you, fellas. You want to do good? You want to get the favor of God? You need to find a wife. And if you found one, you need to keep it. Because this is for your good. How you going to get your dream and goals accomplished? You need a wife. Oh, man. How you need God? How is God going to display his favor upon you? Well, a wife. Y'all quiet on this stuff this morning. I'm almost done. Let me get out your way. I don't want y'all to fire me before I even get going. But whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor of the Lord. Now let me go ahead and just, since y'all are mad at me already, let me just say this. Number 4. So number 1, God made it. Number 2, it's only man and woman. Number 3, it's for humanity's good, for man's good. Number 4, it is the only place where sexual intimacy is to be found. Oh, they're walking out on me on this one. It is the only place where sexual intimacy is to be found. Now, does it not go against what we say in this world? It is the only place where, I say it again because y'all is like, in the covenant of marriage is the only place where sexual intimacy is to be found. Exodus chapter 20, verse 14, y'all should know by heart. It says, thou shalt not commit adultery. This is a commandment in the 10 commandments, in the Decalogue. God takes this commandment so seriously that in the Old Testament, the penalty for breaking this was the death penalty. If you were found to be obtaining sexual intimacy outside the bonds of marriage, you had to die. And you may say, well, in the New Testament we know, but the penalty is just as bad because the penalty is hell. So you may not get the capital punishment, but you do end up in eternal punishment. God takes this so seriously. Look at Hebrews 13 and 4. Look at Hebrews 13 verse 4. Marriage, the Bible says, is honorable in all. And the bed, keep it undefiled. That's what that means right there, in the bed undefiled. It means keep it undefiled. That's not your thing. Oh, I can do whatever I want, I'm married now. No. That verse says, you marry, keep it honorable. Don't defile your bed. How? But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge. Amen. You can repent, it's not too late. You can get right. Thank you, Jesus. In other words, the only place where sexual intimacy is to be found is in the bonds of marriage. Amen, somebody? But you know, it's not all negative commitment, because this is one of my favorite verses in the Bible. Look at, if you will, I bet y'all didn't know this was in the Bible. Look at Proverbs chapter 5. Look at Proverbs chapter 5. Y'all can shout on this. Proverbs chapter 5, verse 18. Look at this. This is good. You probably didn't even know God was talking to people like this. Look at Proverbs chapter 5, verse 18. Y'all find it? Proverbs chapter 5, verse 18. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice in the wife of thy youth. Look at verse 19. I got kids in here, but y'all all right. Y'all hear worse than this all the time. It's the Bible. Let her be as a loving hind and a pleasant roe. Let her breasts satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? In other words, God didn't say, no fun allowed. God said, get it in. Have a fun, good time. He didn't just say, only to have children. No, he said, enjoy. Didn't he say that? Your wife. In fact, he started mentioning her body. Y'all know that whole hind and all that stuff. Y'all know what that is. So let her breast rapture satisfy thee. Ain't nobody just want one thing for the rest of their life. The devil is a lie. God said, you better let your fountain only come from one source. Huh? And say, you better make that source in the best source that you can make it out to be. You better enjoy it. y'all don't know about y'all today. Y'all ain't ready for this. brainwashed, y'all. Have us thinking that you only have fun with somebody you're not married to. You only have a crazy, wild time with somebody. Man, that can't be right.